My name's James. I am one of the owners here at High Speed Media. We're a digital marketing agency here in Pueblo West. We help everything from social media management to building you a website if you need it, and pretty much anything in between. We don't really say no to much unless it's really outside of our realm and we don't know it. I think coming to a lot of these, we've met a lot of business owners that from a one-person team to a 10-person team, everybody will have the reasons to and not to use social media, and I don't think there's really a reason not to. And if anybody has this when I'm done, we can have this conversation because I love it. I get into it, I enjoy it, and I'm like that salesman on the side of like, you don't need it. I don't want to use it. I don't want to scale bigger. I don't want to have more employees. I don't want to make more money. I just want to stay in my business. Well, there's other ways we can utilize that to help you, right? Like we were all just discussing. So I think something that people need to start doing now is thinking of their social media outlets as assets to the business. So at the end of the day, it's a piece of value to your business. If I was going to go buy a business tomorrow for $1 million and it had 100,000 followers on Instagram, Facebook, social media, or it had 0, I'm going to go buy the one with the following because that's a marketing tool. It's another asset to the business that I can leverage to use towards my business. So now, do you want to sell your business one day? Do you want to make it bigger? Do you want to scale? Are you trying to go to the moon right now? Or are you just trying to get by and make a little bit more money or 10% growth, right? So social media is definitely not the easy one. It's a ton of work. It takes a lot of time and dedication, and you have to be consistent. You are not going to put one post out and just become famous overnight with it, and your business would change. Although there is a chance that one post can absolutely change your life with it. So now, percent of percent, it's possible, highly unlikely. But one thing I can tell you right now is if you start posting every day for the next year, you will have a bigger social media following in a year from now than you do right now. Guaranteed facts. I promise you, you're not going to go down. Usually your social media following doesn't go down unless you do something really, really dumb on social media. So you'll be all right. Just put it out there, and everybody gets hung up on quality of content, right? Like, I just want it to look this way. I just don't like the way I sound. I need to go buy a better camera. I need to do this. All the excuses. You will also be far better on day 365 than you are on day 1. Guaranteed. It's push-ups. It's repetition. You get better the more you do it. So just start doing it. We offer it, we do it. At the end of this, you're gonna have a little page and it has our information on it. Take that out of here. Everybody at this table should be posting, or you should have somebody posting for you. So let's get into some more information on everything. So what are some of the uses for social media? On page 2, we have generate income, scalability, building that asset, the value of it, and leveraging it. If you deal with any other businesses, any other clients, any customers, what can you do with this tool, right? Like everybody's on TikTok, everybody's on Instagram. If you have an issue, they're probably gonna go leave you a bad Google review. If you don't know your company even has a Google My Business, that might be bad if you don't know they left you a bad Google review, right? So you want people always watching that stuff. You wanna be building it, and all those happy customers, you wanna send over there to give you a review. Generating income. I'm tapped, I don't wanna hire more people, I don't want a bigger business. Well, guess what? You can create income off the content. This video I'm making right now, if we were monetized on certain platforms, I could put out there. If it gets 1,000 views, I might make 13 cents. If it got 100,000 views, I might make $130. But it's income. I didn't have to add more employees. I didn't have to get help with anything. I had to take a little extra time, pull the memory card out, crop it down, and put it on the social media platform, right? But I don't want to build a bigger business. I don't want to go bigger. Well, there's a lot of people that actually probably make more money off the content than they do in the business themselves. You spray for mosquitoes. If you're funny, you have fun, you have crazy content, there is a chance that you get a viral piece of content that goes out that makes you more money off the piece of content than the job made you. So now, we didn't grow to a bigger business, we didn't add employees, but we still made more income, and everybody likes more money, and you're gonna do it anyway. But there is that little bit more work that it takes to make the piece of content and take that time and dedicate to it. So scalability, obviously. Can you post to social media too much? Again, nope. I promise you, you cannot. And also, if I told you that 1,000th post was gonna get you what you wanted in business, would you take 6 years to get to the 1,000th post, or would you take a year? How committed are you gonna be to it? It's not gonna work. It doesn't not work. It's just how are you going to use it to build your business, build your brand, build your story, tell people about your business. Again, 1,000 posts later, I promise you, you're more well-known, your brand's more well-known, the business has more business thanks to social media because of the 1,000 posts that went out. Guaranteed, if you have 50 people that follow you, it gets seen by 5. Well, the 5 become 10 and 20 and 150, and then you get that one piece of content, maybe it really does really well for you. So again, the asset, I really think people need to understand that your business is more valuable with social media assets, especially moving forward. If you have 100,000 follower, subscriber YouTube channel right now, that at any moment I can go on there, I can create a video and 53,000 people are gonna watch it, and now I wanna sell a hat, a t-shirt, I wanna spray bugs in a different state, it's probably a little bit more valuable using that stuff, right? So I think people need to start looking at it a little bit differently. It's not just posting on social media, it's growing a digital brand. It's growing a personal brand for yourself. So maybe you don't want to spray mosquitoes, but next week you want to open up a used car lot, or you want to go be a travel vlogger for whatever the heck reason. The day you say, hey guys, now I'm going to go do that, instead of 100 people seeing you talk about it, 1,000 people see you talk about it, 10,000 people see you talk about it. So I don't care what it is, tomorrow, if you have a bigger following as a personal brand, it turns into something. Ask me how I know. That's what I did. I had a personal brand that I then leveraged to gain some clients to go on and start my own business because people followed what we did. And now we're going to create a personal brand within the business to go get more clients. So on the next page, talk a lot. We'll go through a lot real quick. And then hopefully you guys think of some questions as I'm going through this, because I love the Q&A thing of specifically within your business, how would I use it or what would I do with it? Obviously sales, everybody likes to make money. You can use social media to make sales. We were just discussing how I've ran ads for companies. You can do organic. I made a post, somebody saw it, and I went and bought something because I saw it on social media. Has anybody not bought something in here that they saw on social media? Chances that you haven't?
But I Amazon scroll.
And I'm gonna guess that there's a chance Amazon ran a Facebook ad that re-delivered you something you previously looked at in the past. If you know what I'm talking about here, like, so you can use it obviously to post organically in sales, but then there's this little thing called the Facebook Pixel. It tracks you as wherever you go and whatever website you go to. Let's just say I went and looked at this gimbal right here that holds my camera or the microphone on the camera. Any of these companies, I guarantee, have a Facebook Pixel on their website. You go onto it, they see you like it. A little bit later, you go to Facebook, and gosh dang it, imagine that. It's right there in your Facebook feed. It's powerful. You can get into doing that for about $3 to $5 a day if you really want to run some ads and learn about it. It's pretty cost effective getting into it, but you got to do the work to put all that stuff into your website. It's all free out there. YouTube, how to do it. It'll show you how. Again, don't have the time. We're here to help. But anyway, so recruitment, we just were discussing about how it can help you. Kaylee gave a great example. We've been reached out multiple times by people seeing our posts on social media, knowing what we do, and then hitting us up to see if they can work for us. Super fun, super cool. And I think if anything, if you're building a business, and also, so we had a client, we ran some ads for him, trying to get people in. We're like, you need to post more organically. Because if I go to your page and I see you haven't posted in a year and a half, are you really that busy? Do I really want to come work for your business? Is it really that, like, is it what you're saying you're that busy, but I look on your social media, I see nothing. Well, they're so busy they can't post, but visually to everybody else, they're not busy. So you want to show that. If you want to run an ad, you want people to go to your page. What do they really do? Oh shoot, they get donuts on this day, they go to pizza on Tuesday, they get Starbucks if they, whatever. It's beneficial. Monetization, again, you can make money on social media. How do you make money on social media? Okay, if you have a YouTube channel with 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 watch hours, you can monetize it. The little ad that you got to watch to hit skip the button for that 5 seconds, if they paid 60 cents, the creator got like 30 of it and YouTube got 30. It's not perfect 50-50, but that's how they make money. So every time you watch an ad on any of the platforms, chances are if it's under a creator's thing, they got a percent, the platform got a percent. Are the ads gonna go away? No, that's how they make their revenue. If you do really good content and they can put more ads in your content, they're gonna push your content better and you're gonna get seen more. They both make money, right? It's the way the world works. Guess what? Nobody here is going to change that, and they were going to continue to do this thing, right? I've been through a few different iterations of this. Now, 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 watch hours, that's a lot of work. Took me, when I first started doing YouTube, about 11 months to get there. I still don't make a lot of money on YouTube every month, but I make a little bit. There's this thing called Reels or TikTok. Anybody heard of these things that we all talk about on social media, right? They had a program that they went out to everybody and said, here, if you post And if you posted like 2-3 times, they offered you this. They're like, here, if you post Reels, we'll pay you for it. If you're in the platform, using it, understanding it, lots of business got offered this deal. I have a client that had no idea about this. We brought him in, I said, okay, you got really good video content. Let me help you post. We'll go above and beyond, but we want a little revenue split on this deal because it's gonna be a ton of work. I don't know if we're gonna make $100 or $1,000 or whatever it is. We got multi-million views, which does huge for the brand. And in that month, we did $11,000 in this real bonus that just populated out of nowhere because Facebook wanted to push this platform. They wanted to copy TikTok. So out of nowhere, I helped another business make 11 grand in a month off of content. That's okay. Like, that was a very special, crazy thing that happened, right? But what if you could make an extra grand a month off of it? And all the views are to help you build the business. It's all marketing in a sense anyway. Social media can be powerful when working with other businesses. Being in maybe that special person category of like special treatment from businesses, right? Like I know when you buy product from companies, right? Or you buy brands, or Big R sells Carhartt and different brands and stuff. And we all went through this weird time in the world where we couldn't get anything we wanted anytime. There was a 6-month wait, there's a 4-month wait. Chances are if you have a bigger social media following and you're selling more and you're doing more, they're gonna probably feed you that a little bit faster, a little bit better. They don't want you creating content without their product. So you get a little special treatment thing that may happen. So also if you buy a $50,000 piece of equipment and it doesn't quite work real well for you, and then like this business starts to fail, if you make content out of it, I guarantee that company's gonna make sure that product works real well for you inside that content. So there's a little bit of a leverage point to utilize here, that as you build that brand and that following, whether it's 1,000 followers or 100,000 followers, there's leverage to be used within it to not just make money, not just scale, but also utilize it within relationships. And maybe that person you've been trying to reach at that company for 4 years to get their product to be able to deal it, one DM from an account with a big enough following probably gets to them. Hits their marketing team, goes right to the right person, boop, boop, boop. It happens. Showcase your company's values. Is it a good place to work at? Is it not? If it's not great, you might not want to post a lot about it. If it's good, post a lot about it, right? Again, if you're looking to sell, not everybody is, but just keep gaining value within the business. Social media only for young people. Kaylee's grandpa brought me some gloves on my birthday, and he goes, oh, I was watching this guy on YouTube, and he uses these gloves, so I bought a couple pairs here. He's 84 years old, and he bought something from watching a YouTube video.
But he knows how to buy something on YouTube.
He was able to go to the description, click the link, and put his credit card information in and purchase something, right? So we had a conversation with a client today, and he's like, not everybody. I'm like, man, I don't know. If there's an 84-year-old buying stuff off YouTube, I think anybody's gonna use it. Social media is about self-promotion. I don't want it to be about me. I don't want it to be about me. There's a lot of content out there where you never even see the person's face. You see what they do. They put a camera here, they put a camera on their forehead, they do all of it. Go live, just sit there and talk about it. And it doesn't always have to be about sales. Actually, we prefer that you don't talk about sales, but every once in a while. Make it entertaining, make it fun, make it valuable for the audience. Social media is easy? Absolutely not. There's different levels to this game, right? And I think we all know that it's not really easy. And is there a replacement for traditional marketing? That's up to you and your business. You have people of all ages owning businesses right now that they've ran an ad in a paper for the last 30 years, and they won't put even a portion of that budget towards social media. They don't even know. It's uncharted waters. They don't know how to run it. They don't know if it works. I don't use it type stuff, right? So it's scary. And spend money into it. And a lot of people will say, we had this conversation, is like, I tried this and it didn't work. There's billion-dollar businesses being built off of using all this stuff. It doesn't not work. It's just trying to do it enough to figure out what works for you and within your business. All right. Popular platforms. Facebook's dying. TikTok's the new biggest thing, right? And everybody's talking about that. Facebook, biggest platform, massive popularity, and then their ad platform is unbelievably powerful. So you have 2.96 billion on Facebook, 2.35 billion on Instagram. Imagine that, they're owned by the same people. TikTok, up and coming, really fast growing, 1 billion people. But let's look at this as like, bringing you guys some value as far as local businesses. If you go post right now to TikTok, that's gonna go nationwide. If you're not trying to reach nationwide people, maybe not. Facebook's a little bit more locally known. You can tag local places. It kind of keeps it tight. YouTube is, I think, good all the way around. It's very in-depth content. It's very deep, and you get a really good following there. And then LinkedIn, business to business, is pretty crazy. April, we're more on social and not so much, we've been doing some LinkedIn, but April's like, I'm gonna do it for us, and just started reaching out and got 2 clients, adding connections, real simple stuff.
On LinkedIn.
On LinkedIn, very, very simple. You can go into the depths of all the things on social media. If you use this scheduler and you post there, does it devalue your content? And is it better if you post it this way, that way? We're constantly trying to understand that and figure it out, but guess what? Tomorrow will probably be different. What I would say is invest enough time into understanding it and trying it to see if it works. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. And that's all you can do, right? And that's how you figure it out. But also, if you make 3 posts on it and you don't have a following, then you don't really know. But if it's a CRM like that, I guess you gotta look at the advantages and disadvantages of it. But also, where's your main audience at and where can you push them from to there, or vice versa? So we're here to help if anybody needs it, or even if you have questions. We love talking about it. We're here to help you guys. We're part of the networking group. So I'm the least salesy person. They might be a little more salesy, but I just enjoy talking about it. We do offer the management. We'll come out, even if you want to do your own posting, but you want somebody to take photos of you and videos of you and help you work through content, we'll even help you film it. You can take off with it and go post it and do what you want with it, and websites and all those types of things. Again, we don't really say no to a lot, but if we don't know it, we won't take it on. So we have our contact information here. And does anybody have any questions?
Do you notice a difference, maybe a percentage difference between social media being better for consumer sales versus business sales?
It's probably slightly more powerful because the majority, it's just a numbers game. In general, there's more possibly consumers for the product than there are other businesses needing it.
Sure.
But there's like that little hack thing, right? That says, if I'm trying to reach that business person, what if I can hit their employee that's number 3 in the company that sees a piece of content they resonate with and they go, hey boss, check this out. Right. And now you hit them through that. Can you track that? Can you figure that out? No. Absolutely not. But we all know that that happens, sure. And it's a pretty wild world who might email you tomorrow or who might pick up the phone and call your business because they saw a piece of content. When you start talking big businesses, sometimes they will literally lose money on the ad to get them to buy so they can get past the first transaction, so maybe they can make money off of them the second time. Right. Super crazy, interesting idea, change your mind thought process on it, but it happens.
Sure.
How do you build a big, fast brand? What else? Specific too, if like.
I have a challenge
Okay.
for like recruitment, and it's been incredibly tough to
Okay.
find someone who wants part-time work but commission-based, like with the ad sales with the newspaper and additional, multimedia along with it. But it's just been like impossible to find someone. So how would you go about doing that?
I would show them how fun and interesting your job is from your point of view. Because maybe there's somebody else that resonates with you that feels that they could do the same thing. So it's you talking about a selfie of like how you closed a client, how you got this job done, how you made this thing happen. And then they're like, I feel like I could be that, I could do that. And then that's...
And how would you communicate it? Like what platform?
All of it.
Oh, okay.
So I think if you created a reel on Instagram and you tagged your Pueblo West location that you were here at this restaurant and whatever, and then people find you, but then you go to Springs, you tag up there, but then you take that same piece of content, you put it on Facebook. What's really fun when you start getting into content that works, like this, I could take this next 10-second clip and say, hey guys, I'm looking to hire somebody, blah, 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 blah. Cool, cut that, and then go put it on Facebook, put it on Instagram, put it on LinkedIn, and just see how it does. And you'll start to understand what resonates better. It's gonna probably be 3 views at first, and then it might be 30, and then it might be 300. But each business, you gotta figure it out. Where's the person at that you wanna reach, that you wanna hire, right? If it's commission-based, maybe it's somebody that used to sell cars.
That's what I thought, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So then where are people selling cars at? Maybe you go into Instagram, you start interacting with car salesmen because you find them.
Right.
You follow them, they follow you back, you put out content, they realize there's a different job out there. This is not but now you can absolutely create the job posting, run money against it,
Right.
and put it out there and get people to possibly apply. But if you...
Which I did a little bit of that too.
Yeah.
And nothing ever stuck though.
Right.
I got some people, but it didn't stick.
Yeah, and I think, was it a graphic that said, I'm hiring for this, and they don't even really understand what it is? Or was it a 3-minute video of you in front of a camera explaining, hey, have you ever thought about doing XYZ job?
Right.
Don't know about it? Let me tell you about it.
Yeah.
And you talk about it for the next 1 minute. At least if they go through the process of watching the 1-minute video and then they message you, they're obviously higher intent than anybody else. So kind of again, like sort of story tell. You don't have to say it all in one video. You don't have to say it, but if you post 23 times over the next 3 months about your job, what you do, who would be a great fit, maybe that right person finds it.
Yeah.
23.
37, 64, 1,023. I don't care. You pick the number and you put the effort in. I'll tell you, just it works the more you do. So if you could find your person at post 100, would you put out 100 posts in the next 3 months, or would you do it? Yeah. That's all that it really is, that game. But you have to play. You have to try, and you have to learn. Yeah. And not to do it just to check the box.
Right.
Not just to check the box. It's not just okay, I posted something, I'm done.
Right.
It's with intent, but not always to sell. You'll find your niche, right? Like you'll find the content that works for you. Some people will stand here and be like, I don't know what to do with my hands right in front of the camera. And some people are great sitting down. Some people are good running on a treadmill talking to it, whatever. It doesn't matter. Just find your thing and try it all. I mean, you just got to go and try it and do all the things. So it's crazy, but I think a lot of people think that it's only for one reason. And it literally can be used for whatever reason you want it to be used for. Anybody else? I love this stuff. I'll stay here all night and talk about it. So
To target. So
Absolutely.
In the past, when I've hired for salespeople, I've targeted athletes.
employment gets a little more tricky.
That was my question on targeting. So could you target a segment like homeowners or millennial homeowners? Is there any way
Depends
to
on the
target that?
platform, depends on how tricky you get, depends on, there's ways to do different targeting as it changes all the time. So I will tell you what is really fun with Facebook is you used to be able to tell it exactly. I want to hire an athlete that makes 100 grand a year, right? Then they said, well, you can't really say that it's a guy or a girl, so now in employment you can't necessarily say that, right? You also age, we can't really say age even though we might want to say age, right? So not all that, but what you can do is the more you use the platform, the more info you feed it, it figures out who you're going after. And it's called a lookalike audience now. So now Facebook has what they call a lookalike audience that goes after people that look like the people that interact with what you do, that happen to share what you do and stuff like that. So you kind of give Facebook the wheel and let it run with it, and it usually does pretty decent figuring it out. But it's kind of a pay to play. Yeah, it's all of it. But yeah, so we're here to help